The forest stretched as far as the eye could see, a blanket of trees, dark and thick. The air was crisp and cold. It bit at the skin. A lone figure moved through the trees. His name was Caleb. He was a man of few words. Life had hardened him. He lived in a small cabin. It was nestled deep in the woods. Caleb was a trapper. He lived a solitary life, but he knew the forest like the back of his hand. He walked with a purpose. His breath rose in clouds. Winter was coming. He needed to check his traps. The snow crunched under his boots. It was the only sound in the vast silence. Caleb felt a strange pull. It was as if the forest itself was calling him. He veered off the familiar path. Deeper into the woods he went. His heart thumped in his chest. He saw a flash of movement, something dark against the white snow. He approached cautiously, his heart pounded in his chest. Lying in the snow was a bear. It was a mother bear, her fur matted and bloody. She was injured. Caleb could see the pain in her eyes. Beside her lay two cubs. They were small and whimpering. Fear warred with compassion in Caleb's heart. Bears were dangerous, he knew that. But these were just babies and their mother. She was helpless. He couldn't move. He wouldn't. Caleb made a decision. He would help them. Caleb approached slowly. He kept his voice low and calm. "Easy, Mama," he murmured. The mother bear watched him. Her eyes were filled with a mixture of fear and trust. He could sense her desperation. She was starving. He went back to his cabin, gathered supplies, meat, fish, anything he could find. He returned to the clearing. He approached cautiously. He placed the food a safe distance away, then he backed away slowly. The mother bear watched him. Her cubs whimpered beside her. Caleb returned to his cabin. He couldn't stay. Not yet. He had to give them space. He had to earn their trust. Every day Caleb returned. He brought food, water. He cleared a path to the clearing. Slowly the mother bear began to trust him. She allowed him closer. He could see the gratitude in her eyes. The cubs grew stronger. They were playful. They tumbled in the snow. Their mother watched them, a low rumble in her chest, a sound of contentment. Caleb felt a warmth spread through him. It was a feeling he hadn't felt in years, a sense of purpose. Winter descended in full force. Snow fell in heavy blankets. The wind howled through the trees, but Caleb never faltered. He visited the bears every day. He made sure they had enough to eat. They were surviving, together, man and beast, bound by an unspoken promise. The mother bear's leg was healing. She was walking now, slowly but surely. She would even leave the cubs for short periods, to drink from the nearby stream, to stretch her legs. Caleb would sit with the cubs. They would crawl onto his lap. He would stroke their fur. They would nuzzle against him, seeking warmth, seeking comfort. He would talk to them, tell them stories, stories of the forest, stories of his life. He knew they couldn't understand his words, but they understood his tone. They understood the love in his voice. Spring arrived. The snow melted. Life returned to the forest. The mother bear was strong now. Her cubs were almost fully grown. It was time. Caleb knew it. They were wild animals. They belonged in the forest. One morning he found the clearing empty. The bears were gone. Caleb felt a pang of sadness, but he knew it was for the best. He had given them a second chance. He had helped them survive, and in return, they had given him something he hadn't realized he needed: companionship, purpose, love. He continued his life in the forest, but he was no longer alone. He carried the memory of the bears with him, a reminder that even in the darkest of times there is always hope, always love. Summer was warm. Caleb fished in the lake. He repaired his cabin. Life was quiet again, but not the same. He often thought about the bears. He wondered where they were, if they were okay. He knew he might never see them again, and he was at peace with that. He had done what he could. He had helped them, and that was enough. One evening, while returning from the lake, he saw something. A flash of movement in the trees. He stopped. He held his breath. He listened. The mother bear emerged from the trees. She was larger now, more powerful. but her eyes held the same recognition, the same trust. Behind her came her cubs. They were almost as big as she was now. They were strong. They were healthy. Caleb's heart swelled with emotion. He had missed them, more than he realized. The bears approached him. They surrounded him. They nuzzled him. They licked his face. It was their way of saying thank you, their way of saying goodbye. Caleb stood there for a long time, surrounded by the bears. The setting sun cast long shadows through the trees. He knew this was a final farewell. They left as quietly as they had come, melting back into the forest. Caleb watched them go. A single tear rolled down his cheek. He was alone again, but he didn't feel lonely. He carried the memory of the bears with him, a memory that would stay with him forever. He had learned something during that long winter. He had learned that love can exist in the most unexpected of places, that even the wildest of animals can teach us about compassion and loyalty, and that sometimes the strongest bonds are the ones that are unspoken. The forest was silent, but it was a comfortable silence now, a silence filled with memories, a silence filled with love.